So in part one, we made some gel prints using a base layer of acrylic sprays and then going in with some stencils and acrylic paint. So now we are going to take our gel prints and we're going to cut out some letters. Now you can do this using your Silhouette or your Cricut or Scan and Cut, whatever cutting machine you have. But since everybody may not have a cutting machine, I decided to use some stencils because there's a good chance that many of you, if not all of you, will have some alphabet stencils. You can find them at the dollar store. Like, I'm pretty sure these three are just from the dollar store. And I have this one by the Crafters Workshop. It's called, well, it's Zenspirations by Joanne Fink. And it's called Brush Letters. And then I have this one by Dina Wakley, and you get the letters that you can use for masking, and you also get the stencil part, which is what I will be using. But you could use either the mask or the stencil part. And these are called Alpha Mask. And again, Dina Wakley by Ranger. So I think I'm going to be using these because I think this one might be a bit too big, like wide. So I chose a quote that I like, and I tried to choose something that is short so it can fit on a piece of paper and not be too crammed. So the quote I chose is, "Be yourself and you can be anything," by Kat Walters. So to do the letters, all I'm going to do I think I'm going to use this bright one first. And the nice thing about a stencil too, like you can place it and see where it'll, like what your letter will look like. Okay, so here's my letter B. To trace the inside, I can just put in the mask part. And trace that. I guess it doesn't matter because they'll be cut out. Then remove that. So you have B. I think I'll do both the B and the E with this. So we're simply just tracing the letters and then we will cut them out. And there we have our B. So we have the word B, and then I'll just trace and cut out the rest of the letters. So my letters have been all traced and cut out. They're not adhered to this paper. I just laid them out for the quote. So it ended up being bigger than I had planned. I was thinking that it would fit on one piece of paper, and then I was going to frame it. But since it's way too big for that, I thought I would grab a wooden panel. Just get this out of the way. So I just have this wooden panel. It's just from the dollar store. So for the background, I just gessoed it and then used some acrylic sprays for the background. So hopefully I didn't make it too busy for the letters to stand out on it. So I'm just going to place, because I need to get the placement right, because it is, although it's a small quote, it still takes up quite a bit of room. So I need to play with the placement before I commit and glue it down. So now that I have the placement, I'm just going to take some gel medium and a brush and adhere all the letters down. Okay, change of plans, because as I was gluing down the word B, I remembered that I used spray stain, or spray, distress spray, and that is going to cause them to activate when they're wet, and I want this background to remain white. So when I'm applying the gel medium over it, it is spreading the sprays onto the white background, and I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is just add some white glue to the back. So I have my first word down, and instead of going to the next one, I'm going to go to my last word. That way I have my top and my bottom, and I'm going to fit everything else in. So I have finished my panel. I've adhered all my letters. I've gone over them just around the edges to make it stand out just a little bit more against the background. And I used a Uniball Signo white gel pen. And that is it. our piece of art is finished and ready to be hung on the wall.